Hey guys, it's Chris and I am here this Saturday evening with a surprise video. Foodie Beauty admitting she has diabetes. This is not a shock, but I'm surprised she's actually admitting it. This is really serious. I hope she understands just how serious this is. I think these girls, Amber, Chantal, a lot of these FAs, they think diabetes is a joke, but they're in for a rude awakening. If you're new here, thanks for joining. I am Chris. I have a medical background. I also have experience in diet, nutrition, health, weight loss, all that good stuff. Nothing I say is medical advice. I'm not giving any official diagnosis in my videos, but if I say anything that resonates with you, please always go to your doctor and check yourself out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I'm just kind of rushing through this intro because I started this video once already, got 25, almost 30 minutes into it, and the microphone, I accidentally muted it, so I'm starting it again. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I know some people have already posted about this and I want to get it out, especially because type 2 diabetes is one of the illnesses that I saw and treated most in my profession as a paramedic, both pre-hospital on an ambulance and in a hospital. It was one of, like, probably in the top 2 or 3 illnesses that we saw and treated people for. So I have a lot of experience with it, and let's get going.
It's like the same day. So,
okay.
gifts. Hope to hear from you. Bye.
And Foodie is sped up for time. I will link her full video down below. She might end up deleting it, but the link will be there either way.
Hey guys, so this is going to be like 2 videos, but it's like the same day. So, it's gonna be a bit weird, I guess. Anyway, so this first video, I'm going to talk about a bit about my health update.
Well, she denies all of her problems, not as much as Amber Lynn does, but you know her health isn't good. I mean, like, I don't care what the fat acceptance people say. There are some people you can't tell if they're unhealthy by looking at them, if they're a fairly normal size, but you look at somebody's Chantal size and you can tell she's not healthy, all right? And I know some people joke that she's about 450, 500 pounds. In my professional opinion, I don't think she's that size. She's very, very short, and she's very squat. She carries all of her weight in her abdomen, which is the most detrimental place to carry it, obviously. I would say that Chantal is probably between 380 and 415. And like I said, because she's so big and round, you know, you would think she looks a lot bigger, but she's definitely not Amber size. But she needs to realistically lose at least 200, at least 150 pounds to still be obese, but realistically probably about 200 pounds.
I'm not going to do a weigh-in right now. Probably do that tomorrow, but
I'm interested to see what that is and if it will be honest, because I don't know a ton about Chantal, but I know enough to know that she's claiming she hasn't gained much weight since she went to Kuwait. But if you look at our older videos, you can tell that she has put on weight and her mobility is suffering. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
I'm going to take my blood sugar because I do have that.
I will follow this too, guys. We'll see what's going on. I do need to get myself back on an uploading schedule, especially because, like, I just past 500. I'm up to almost 550 subs, and I am on that countdown now for 1,000 and hopefully beyond. But she's probably going to be putting out a lot of content with this for the end of November and December, especially for Vlogmas whenever AdSense is up and increased. For people who get that, they definitely want to push out more content. So I'm sure we'll be hearing more about this, possibly a weight loss arc. So be ready.
Monitor now, and I want to show you guys what my blood sugar is. And I have been taking my blood sugar. It's kind of a problem. Well, it is a problem. A big enough.
So she definitely suspected that something was wrong. And guys, like, and I give her credit. She went and bought herself a blood sugar monitor, a glucometer, and she checked it. And I recommend anybody do that. Always talk to your doctor. You could get one through your insurance. You might not be able to get one through your insurance unless you're full-blown diabetic, but if you are really overweight or you think something's wrong, you're concerned, you can get a fairly inexpensive glucometer off of Amazon with the strips and everything, the testing strips, and it's not that expensive. The Lancets, I got one from Amazon. Definitely take it upon yourself to check these things. And if you find blood sugars that are out of the norm, write them down, the time you take them, the date, and take those to your doctor and present them. Be an advocate for your health. I was in the process of doing that right now because of what happened at my doctor's visit.
Problem. So let me get to that first. So I have my kit. Put my lancet in. I won't show the blood part, don't worry. Get one of my strips here.
Okay, so, and when you guys, when you do your blood sugar, like I said, I've taken thousands of these, on different patients. You want to take it from the tip of your finger, and what you want to do is you want to massage the tip of your finger, get the blood flowing, rub it with the alcohol wipe, clean it off. Don't blow it with your mouth. Don't wave it around. You can get more germs on it that way. Just let it air dry. It only takes few seconds. And then you want to, the lancet's the little prick part that you prick yourself with, the little needle. Haha, I said prick. I know I'm being like a child today. Then squeeze the blood a little bit. That first drop of blood that comes out, you want to take that with your alcohol wipe real quick and wipe that away. Don't use the first drop of blood. People with diabetes tend to have a lot of circulatory issues. Blood could have been pooled. You know, it's just, it's not accurate. You want to wipe that first drop of blood away and then squeeze another drop out. And that's the one you want to test on your testing strip. Just a little bit. It doesn't take much. And that's how we do a blood sugar check. That's our little lesson for today.
Now I did eat maybe like an hour and a half, maybe an hour.
Okay, so she ate about an hour and a half ago. I'd like to know what she ate. It was probably garbage. Let's face it, we know it. But after an hour and a half, your blood sugars should be coming back down to normal. They should be below 150 at this point. Closer, like a normal blood sugar clinically is between 80 and 120. A fasting blood sugar should be between 80 and 100. So, really it should be 120 or less, but I give it like 2 to 2.5, 3 hours. It should definitely be back in that range, but within an hour and a half, it should be coming back down close to that.
Hour and a half ago, so it's not going to be like a fasting blood sugar, but even my fasting blood sugar is like pretty high, so we're ready to go. I'm such a baby with the finger picking. I hate it. It startles me, just like getting your ears pierced. 316.
Jesus, 316. That number blows my mind, guys. That is horrible. And that is an hour and a half. Look at that face. That is an hour and a half after she ate. And so God knows what it was. It could have been 500. Yikes. I mean, Jesus. And this is all indicative of just how ill she is, right? Like, we see her eating mountains of processed food, carbohydrates. I know a lot of people like, oh, carbohydrates aren't bad. They kind of are. You don't need to eat that many of them. And she eats mountains of them, and processed food and hydrogenated oils, bad fats. Just too much in general. And every time I see clips of her eating, she's washing it down with full sugar sodas and drinks. Like, this bitch doesn't even drink diet soda. Like, Jesus. I would freak if my blood sugar was that high. I would be horrified.
That's really high from what I gather. I'm not used to the MGD.
It is. As a former paramedic, Chantal, I am telling you, yes, that is very high. And I truly am concerned for her. Like, some people think that diabetes is a joke, but this is like horrible. And I am very concerned for her.
Usually it's MMOL.
Will this be a wake-up call for her?
From when I was in Canada, I had that machine.
I don't know.
So my blood sugars have rocketed in not that long of a time period. And, you know, I know I'm not taking care of my health. I mean, it's not rocket science.
No, she's not taking care of her health.
I mean, you know, anyone with eyes can see that I'm not taking very good care of my health. Struggling with eating habits and lack of exercise and all that stuff. So 316.
Yeah, she can hardly walk.
When I fast and wake up, I take my blood sugar. It was 230.
That's way high too. That's not good. There is this thing called the dawn phenomenon where your blood sugar in the morning when you wake up can be a little higher than it normally would be, but it should not be 200. I mean, I'm saying like maybe instead of being like 80 or 70 or 90, it's like 114 or something like that, 118. It's 120 maybe. Like it'll go up a little, but that's normal because your body's making glucose throughout the night to keep everything functioning through gluconeogenesis, all that good stuff. But it comes back down pretty quickly once you're up and moving. It should never with the dawn phenomenon be up to 230, 250, something like that. So that is definitely her diabetes.
Around that. So, which is still high. It should be like I think around 100 if I'm not mistaken.
A normal blood sugar, yeah, is 80 to 120. And if it starts hovering around 110, 120, it's on the high end of normal, so that should be a concern. But a fasting blood sugar should be 80 to 100.
Taken. So I went to see a doctor here about it. I told Salah my blood sugar is pretty high, and he said I'll take you to a doctor tomorrow. Whatever.
Well, I give him credit. I'm glad he took her to a doctor. He said, "Okay, I'll take you," and they went.
Took my blood sugar for the first time. It was like 369 when I took it that night.
Jesus, cool, yikes, Chantal.
It was after a day of not eating very well.
I'm glad though she didn't just blow this off and go, oh, like she just said, oh, it's the day after not eating good. I'm glad she didn't say, oh, I just didn't eat good today. I'm sure it's fine. Thank God. She was like, uh-oh.
And so I told the doctor about my problem. My blood pressure is also high. So before I go,
oh, that's great too. So she's got high blood sugar, diabetes, high blood pressure. She definitely probably has metabolic syndrome. Okay. Definitely hyperinsulinemia to the point of full-blown diabetes. Definitely has a fatty liver. Remember, I'm not officially diagnosing, but some things you can just tell. This woman definitely has a fatty liver. I mean, I'm sure it probably looks like foie gras at this point. Super morbidly obese, carrying a ton of weight, all in her abdomen, most of it. Very viscerally fat, tons of visceral fat. Tons of inflammation. I'm curious. I would love to see her other blood tests. I would love to see her cholesterol levels, although cholesterol isn't as bad as they used to make it out to be. Like cholesterol is actually good. You need cholesterol. You don't want it to be sky high, but you don't want it to actually be too low. I would love to see her triglycerides, her just complete metabolic panel, her complete blood count. I'd really love to see her cholesterol, the LDL and the HDL, the triglycerides, the HbA1c, a fasting blood sugar, and inflammatory markers, and her liver enzymes like amylase and lipase, stuff like that. C-peptides, all that kind of stuff, because I'm sure this shit's off the roof.
Go on any medications. I just want to give it an honest try for now.
She doesn't want on medications. She should at least be on metformin, or at least get a berberine supplement, Chantal. It is shown in clinical studies to be as effective as metformin, right? So that would be a good step. But she is a prime candidate for Ozempic because it helps physically control her hunger too. She can't play around anymore, guys. She can't make excuses. Oh, I'm having a bad day. I just ate bad today. I'll just do better tomorrow. Or I'll start my diet on Monday. Or I can have bad days on the weekends. Or I take good all morning so I can have one bad meal a day. No, none of that. That's done. Those days are done. She needs to take this very seriously because her health is already very bad. She already has a lot of health issues. She has mobility issues. No more effing around. She's got to take this seriously every day. She's got to get the weight under control, overhaul completely her diet, lose goddamn weight first and foremost, and stop drinking the damn full sugared sodas and stuff. At least switch to diet. Drink a little more water. How about that? And she's got to cut back on the huge portions, and she got to cut back on the carbs, guys. She needs to have good fats, none of this fast food processed takeout seed oil junk, meats, lots of lean meats, fish, lots of vegetables, minimal carbs. And I mean, if she has any, they should be in the form of a sweet potato or maybe a portioned out serving of brown rice once a day, maybe for dinner. But she should not have carbs for every meal, and not a lot of them. Eggs. Eat eggs, lots of eggs. They're good for you. Stuff like that. Avocados, fruits, keep them to a minimum. Have berries. Berries are okay. They're really high in fiber. They're a lower sugar content. She should have some other fruits too, but stay away from like bananas and grapes and pineapple. Those are very high sugar, very sweet fruits. You want to stay away from those. And she just needs to learn with being hungry. She's going to have to just be freaking hungry, and it will pass, and her stomach will shrink. And if she eats the whole foods and gets off of the processed foods, her hunger regulating hormones will eventually go back to normal. Her body will react better to its leptin and ghrelin and all that. And her stomach, like I said, will physically shrink, and she will start losing weight, and those blood sugars will be better. But holy shit, this woman has to take it seriously. And it's like, I want her to. I don't want to see her with diabetes. I want to see anybody with this horrible illness. But like, what are we supposed to do? These girls always talk, but they never, ever, ever change. They get exponentially worse. Do you guys think she's going to change? Do you think this is going to be a wake-up call? I mean, it's not cancer, wasn't for Amber. And she had her entire freaking reproductive system yeeted.
With diet and exercise, which they did say is the main thing that will help if I reduce some weight.
That is the most important thing. But if she doesn't want to get on metformin, or she should talk to them about Ozempic. No joke. At the very least, berberine. I know she probably doesn't like them, but Alan Roberts supplement, no morbidity does help with hunger. But he has one called Alchemy, which she should try. It has berberine in it primarily, and a couple other things that are really good for insulin resistance and blood sugar and stuff like that. So she should at least try something like that, because I think look at where we get in the girl world on willpower alone,
Reduce weight, watch what I eat. Of course, they say limit carbs, which I understand now, process, like limiting the sugar, because I have a problem regulating sugar now. So I need to really...
Yes, but it's not just... See how she glossed over that? She went, obviously, limiting carbs, and cut right over that to sugar. No. They mean carbs too, Chantal, not just sugar. Not like, oh, I cut from regular soda to diet soda, but I can still have piles of rice. No, because carbs are sugar. They're just a longer chain forms of sugar. Sugar, your body will still turn brown rice, quinoa, all of that, anything like that, into the same sugars it will turn a candy bar into. Sometimes it just takes longer. It may be a little bit less. Some of them come with more nutrition, but they still break down the sugar. They still spike your blood sugar, still spike your insulin. You really want to keep those to a minimum. So no, it's not just sugar, it has to be your carbohydrates too, guys. And it's like, I'm not demonizing I don't hate carbs the way I used to, but we definitely eat too many of them. And if you're diabetic, you definitely really need to limit them. If you need to really overhaul your inflammation and your blood sugar and your high insulin levels and weight, someone like Chantal, you need to eat them minimally. If not at all. She could go full carnivore, and especially since she's not on medicine, as long as she's monitoring her blood sugars, that would be okay. I would recommend a more keto type diet for her, because she's addicted to food, right? So this is going to be so hard for her, but she definitely needs to at least be low carbohydrate.
Limit that in my body, at least until I can get this under control. And then...
No. Did you hear what she said? Let's go back and hear that again.
Diet and exercise, which they did say is the main thing that will help if I reduce some weight. reduce weight, watch what I eat. Of course, they say limit carbs, which I understand now, process, like limiting the sugar, because I have a problem regulating sugar now. So I need to really limit that in my body, at least until I can get this under control. And then,
No. It's not. You have to regulate it and limit it until you get this under control. Did you hear that wordplay there? She's thinking, oh, if I can get my blood sugars down to where they're lower, I can eat that kind of stuff again. I can have some regular sodas. I can eat a giant family-sized pile of rice. I can have a half of a red velvet cake for my anniversary. No. See, that's what you got. You got to listen to the fine-tuning of the wording in the girl world for people like Chantal and Amber and them like that. No, she can't just limit this stuff or eliminate it altogether until she gets her sugars under control. It has to be a permanent change. Like, you had your fun, Chantal. People warned you. This is what you did. This is the consequence. Now you have to change for good. And if you're miserable, then so be it. It is what it is. Or you're going to have to deal with the consequences. But, will she maybe be able to be a little more lenient with the carbs here and there, or the fruit here and there once her blood sugar is more regulated and she's lost a couple 100 pounds? Yeah, maybe. But she can never go back to eating the way she does, ever. And that's the problem. People do, and they're called non-compliant diabetics, and they end up with all kinds of frickin' issues.
I'm going to go back in a month's time, and if my blood sugars are still out of whack, I'll have to go on medication. So I'm really, really wanting to give it, try harder.
And Chantal, like, she's going to be, I just fear she's going to be one of these ones that tries and says it doesn't work. She's going to get on medication. It's going to help a little. Then they're going to creep back up. And then she's going to end up being an insulin-dependent diabetic where she's actually injecting insulin. And then to keep her blood sugars regulated, she's just going to have to increase her insulin more and more, which is really the start of the decline, people. It's not good. And it's all going to be because she's not going to really change her eating habits and her lifestyle overall permanently. That's what happens. People don't change and they rely on the medication. And then they really get screwed up.
I've ever tried in my life. I don't think I've ever really tried super hard, because when it gets really hard,
and no joke, true story, okay? Like, here's a quick little story time. And this shows you, one, like, just how bad people can be. I worked at an ambulance service. I won't say what one or anything. And there was a patient there who was a really brittle, full-blown type 2 diabetic. She was non-compliant, didn't listen, had issues, ended up getting one leg amputated at the knee, didn't listen, ended up with another amputation below the knee, had to go around in a wheelchair, was having a lot of health problems, just really, really a sick person. Wasn't even overweight. This person wasn't even overweight. Imagine how bad Chantal will have it. And she was just non-compliant, and she would call us for problems and blood sugar lows and blood sugar highs and go to the hospital for all kinds of medicines. Well, one day we got called to a potential DOA, which is a dead on arrival, to this person's residence. Somebody had found them, and we went in there, and this woman did pass away in the night because of complications of her diabetes. And I kid you not, she had fast food containers in her house, a bottle of Coke on her nightstand beside her, and there was actually chocolate. She passed away with chocolate in her mouth because it had melted all, and it was dripping all out of her mouth and down onto her neck and chin and chest and stuff. So she died, this type 2 diabetic, with a Coke beside her and chocolate in her mouth, and the bag of candy sitting beside her on the bed. And she wasn't even that old, early, like mid-40s maybe. This is serious. So like that's just like, it was just so tragic. And this is what will happen. Like, these girls don't think this will happen. They will end up unable to walk because of neuropathy. They can lose their eyesight. They are much more likely to have a heart attack and a stroke and heart conditions. circulatory issues really bad, especially in the lower limbs. If you get a wound, you don't heal as properly, which can lead to massive festering wounds and gangrene and necrotizing fasciitis and limb amputation. So, yikes on bikes, as Amber says.
Really is. I just give up. I just give up. I panic. I listen to the urges, and I just don't.
You can't do that anymore, Chantal. You have listened to your urges enough.
Don't give it enough of a try. And I'm getting up there in age. I'm 39. I could be living a very active, happier life.
Yeah.
Healthier. Health is happiness for sure.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm a little bit older than Chantal, and I'm telling you, like, I get offended when people act like 35 or 40 is like, oh, you're old. You're like an old biddy. You're washed up. No, you're not. Nobody believes like I'm my age, and I don't feel my age. I don't act my age. Like, isn't like I think 40 is the new like 25 or something like that. She is very young. She has got a lot of life left in her, life ahead of her. God, wouldn't it be nice if like she surprised us and was like the big turnaround that nobody expected? But I'm sure myself and a ton of people would truly be happy for her, even though she's an absolutely despicable person. I would still be happy to see anybody improve their health. Geez, I wonder if that would make Amberlynn get her shit together, because seeing Tammy didn't do it. Maybe seeing Foodie, I feel like there's this like silent underlying competition between Foodie and Amber, at least in Amber's brain. So I wonder if Chantal gets her act together, if that would make Amber do it. How do you think Amber will react to hearing this news? Do you think she'll say anything about it? She'll go, oh my God, I feel so bad. That's so horrible. I didn't expect. Oh yeah, you didn't expect that. And then if people say, oh, that's going to be you, Amber, she'll be, no, it's not. Yeah, well, Chantal probably said the same thing. Life by Jen said the same type of things. Oh, it won't happen to me. And we'll, look at where we're at. Very tragic.
You can't enjoy life if you're not healthy. I mean, my trip to Thailand was awesome, but it could have been so much more awesome if I felt well. Yeah. I don't feel well. I feel like I have no energy. I feel like I'm 80 years old. Let's face it, I probably really physically have the,
Her biological age is 39, but I bet her physiological age, health-wise, is probably like 65, 70.
The physical capabilities. Some even 80-year-olds even have more physical capabilities than me. And I'm not being hard on myself. I'm just actually being really realistic.
No.
That's how
you should be hard on yourself. That's the problem, is people are too damn easy on themselves anymore. And everybody has to be coddled, and we're more worried about feelings than like facts. And this is where it gets you. She needs to be hard on herself. And that damn Salah, if he wants to keep his little money bunny around a little bit longer, he needs to get her act together and help her and hold her to it and not let her eat these bad things and stuff. I mean, if he has to take the money away from her, and he should take full control until she's in a better place. And I normally don't recommend that, but it's for her own good. And if he cares about her in any capacity, he would, because she's going to want to cave. She's going to want to eat. We see how she gets when she wants her food, especially her fast food. I wouldn't want to be in that apartment. The tantrums, the attitude, it'll be horrible. And I kind of feel bad for Salah, but he got himself into this mess, so he needs to help deal with it.
I feel, and it's a lot worse than it's ever been, feelings wise. So I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. I mean, I'm probably just going to do this list here, lose weight. I need to be consistent with light exercise, even if it's just walk. This list here,
Okay, lose weight, healthy eating. And healthy eating doesn't mean just eating less of fast food. It means actually eating proper homemade food, Chantal. I told you earlier what to do. Stop smoking, eat fewer carbs. No. Drink more water and get enough sleep. Those are all very good. But Chantal, it's not just eat fewer carbs. You need to eat minimal carbs, almost none. So, but that is a good list. And it's really tragic what they recommend diabetics to eat, like carb-centric diets. That's absolutely, that should be malpractice. It's heinous. It's cruel. You should eat minimal carbs. Like I said, lots of lean meats, fish, good fats from like olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, Lots of vegetables, non-starchy ones, and some sweet potatoes or squash for your carbs, stuff like that. Maybe a small measured out portion once a day of maybe quinoa or brown rice or something like that. Lots of eggs, fruit, some, eat some fruits, maybe melon. I would consider melon okay. It's not too bad. Berries, yogurts, no juices, no pop, no processed food, no sugar, like no sugary drinks, no juice. And as far as fruits, no bananas, no grapes, and no pineapple is what I would say, because those are very, very high sugar fruits. But she has a good list here, but that's like my recommendations.
Lose weight. I need to be consistent with light exercise, even if it's just walking in the evening, because
Yeah, just start with walking, because when you're that size, you will expend a lot more energy, and then work up to doing a little more and more and more each day.
that will get cardiovascular system going, metabolism going. It's just healthy.
Yeah, because cardiovascular disease and problems is greatly elevated in diabetics.
It's not going to be the number one culprit for weight loss right now. I understand that.
Wait a minute, what'd she say?
I need to be consistent with light exercise, even if it's just walking in the evening, because that will get cardiovascular system going, metabolism going. It's just healthy. It's not going to be the number one culprit for weight loss right now. I understand that.
It's not going to be the number one. Hold on, I gotta slow her down. The number one culprit for weight loss? Hold on, I need to hear what she said there, because I feel like that might have been another play on words.
Because I need to start with my diet. I need to cut out all the bad things, all of the bad things. And it's just really bad how I eat. So I haven't really been ordering out.
Okay, wait, hold on. I just gotta go back to hear what
So I just list here, lose weight. I need to be consistent with light exercise, even if it's just walking in the evening, because that will get cardiovascular system going, metabolism going. It's just healthy. It's not going to be the number one culprit for weight loss right now.
No, Chantal, that should be a main priority. Like, I know it's, eat healthier and get the blood sugars down, but one of the best ways to do that is to lose weight. So weight loss should be weight loss and changing the diet, weight loss and cutting out the junk food. Those should be the top priorities. The top two priorities right now. I mean, no holds barred, but she was like not going to be the top priority for weight loss. It's not going to matter. I'm sorry, but if she just starts stuffing herself like a Thanksgiving turkey with more whole foods and stuff like that, that's not going to help her diabetes as much as losing weight. She needs to lose weight. Fat is not just some inane, inactive, innocuous thing just taking up residence in your body. It's considered almost an organ, I've heard some people refer to it as. It's very metabolically active. It secretes hormones. It messes with your whole body systems. It's not just this like thing that does nothing in your body except make you big and keep you a little warmer. It's very metabolically active. So she needs to get that gone, especially since she carries 85% of her weight in her abdomen.
I understand that, because I need to start with my diet. I need to cut out all the bad things, all of the bad things.
And you need to cut your portions down, which I know is going to suck. And she eats for 2.5 to 3 people a sitting. So she's going to be hungry. She's going to have to deal with not eating to satiety, not eating till fullness. And that's one of the reasons why I think she needs to seriously talk to a doctor about Ozempic, because it will physically make her not want to eat as much.
And
or she needs to start a process and be considered for gastric bypass, for a weight loss surgery. There are weight loss surgeries that instantaneously reverse type 2 diabetes. So that might need to be on the table for her. If she can't do this in a few months on her own, she needs to really look into that. And she might not want to do it there. I don't know how the healthcare and how the gastric bypass and metabolic weight, like bariatric surgeries are in Kuwait, but we got a lot of big ones here in the States and in Canada, and we're pretty good at it. And she might seriously need to consider going back to Canada and getting some type of bariatric procedure done.
it's just really bad how I eat. So I hadn't really been ordering out really all that much compared.
Yeah, but you know what? The stuff I saw she made at home, big giant vats of macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes with butter and gravy and frozen chicken tenders and stuff like that. That's not healthy either. You mean just because you made it yourself at home doesn't mean it's healthy. Like that's why I mean it's not just about not getting takeout for her. She needs to completely overhaul her diet. And her taste buds are probably blown the hell out between all the salt and crap she eats. So food's going to be a little bland for a little bit. And she's one of the ones, just like Amber. She looks for that, oh my God, that kick, that foodgasm, that, from food, that she wants that. She eats for pleasure, and she's got to stop eating for pleasure and just start eating for health and function now. So it's not going to be fun, and she's going to be mad and pissy and cranky and not like the food, but it's not about fun anymore.
Compared to how I used to, but I have been cooking a lot of things at home. Like if I don't order out, I'm all day cooking things, like I'm gonna make a cobbler, I'm gonna make cookies, I'm gonna make
well, you can't eat cookies and cobbler anymore, Chantal, even if it's low sugar or sugar free. Like, look at that face. No. That stuff's gonna be the rare occasional holiday treat, and not until you've got your shit together.
I find ways to get to the bad food, and even if it takes more effort. So I need to start, and I need to really, really, really put effort into it. And when the going gets tough, I just have to get through it. Lifestyle changes for the better are so difficult, But with sugar readings this high, I don't even know what that is in mmol, maybe 16 or something like that. That's really up what it was when I was like 400 pounds. And the last time I weighed myself not long ago, I was 350 or 360.
I don't believe that, though. I don't believe she's 350. I know people overestimate how big she is and how big Amber is, but Chantal's not 350. I would say, like I said, I think she's closer to between 380 and 415.
So I'm gonna weigh myself tomorrow morning, film that. I'm not doing this for any other reason than to just be transparent with myself.
I wonder if she's going to be honest about that weight. I'm going to be watching for that. We'll respond to that too, guys. We'll follow this. Yeah, she'll get her AdSense and Vlogmas money out of us, huh?
Self mostly, and just get better, and I want to have some kind of online support system.
The thing is, though, Chantal, you've had an online support system for years. But anytime someone gives you sound health advice, or tells you what you're doing is wrong or bad, or you're eating too much, or you don't consider it help or advice. You can say, oh, you're a hater, you're a jerk, delete, block, and that's it. So unless people are stroking her taint, she doesn't like it. So she has to get over it and accept the criticism. There are a lot of people that watch her that are probably in the medical field or medical providers, have diabetes, take care of somebody with diabetes, have experience with it. They can probably give a lot of good advice. Like me, for example, is just one of them. I was a paramedic for years, in and out of the hospital, dealt with a lot of diabetics, and there's nurses and doctors and other people that watch her. I have slightly elevated blood sugar, so I, have to get my shit together too. And I've been working on that this year for the most part. But she really needs to actually open herself to advice from people.
Want everyone who's struggling as well to come together and try to do this,
And and they could. I have a little audience, I'm a little channel, but you know what? I have viewers that give a lot of good feedback and advice and support. Just me making videos, I want to help people and support them and educate people and let people know that they can do things and help. And that's one of the reasons I started my channel. And I didn't expect and know that I would be getting as much help and support from the people watching me as they might get out of me. And I love it. And I consider many of them not just viewers, not just subscribers, but online friends. And I think the world of all of my viewers. And I know a lot about a lot of them. So she could really have a good community. And I think it would be good for her. But she needs to stop being just such a nasty ass, horrible person.
And I say that, but I'm afraid that I'll let people down. But there's not really much more option for failure at this point. I mean, my health
there's
is
not. There is not. Like, truer words have never been spoken, Chantal.
good. You know, I have sleep apnea. I use a CPAP machine. I
Oh,
have
God, and she has sleep apnea, too. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Okay.
blood pressure. I have diabetes.
Isn't she afraid of just, like, the all-cause mortality? The just, like, heart attacks and dropping dead and dying in your sleep? Like, doesn't this terrify her?
You know, I was in denial so long about that, like, because I thought I'm pre-diabetic, I'm not going to become diabetic. I don't know why I was in such denial that I would ever get diabetes. Like,
see, and that's what I said before. All these girls, oh, it won't happen to me. It's not going to happen. Yeah, until it does.
you know, I don't know. I really don't know how my brain works with that, but that's how it is. You know, I have depression, anxiety. I have all these things I just need to reverse. And exercise can also help with depression and anxiety as well. So they say it takes 21 days, right, to build good habits if you're consistent. So that's what I just need to do.
Yeah, but you have to do it 21 days consistently, Chantal.
If nothing else, that's all I'm going to do. It's just like a daily video diary of how I'm doing, maybe like a vlog.
Oh, let's see how this goes.
Style, what I'm gonna eat. I don't even know. I don't even want.
I don't know if she'll be honest about the food. I'm sure there might be slip ups, but I don't know. She might do it every day. One, because Vlogmas is coming up, but two, she needs the views and money. But maybe she won't. That's a tough ask.
Really,
she says she wants accountability, but she doesn't. She never acts like she does. She doesn't any other time.
Eat, because I look at my stomach, I look at the flesh on my body, the amount of fat I have. I have a lot of energy storage that I could be using for fuel. I don't feel like I want to put more calories in my body. I mean, I have so many already, you know. Anyway,
so that's good, Chantal. Then go on a fast. Do some fasting. Do intermittent fasting. Do alternate day fasting. That'll really help. No, but I did hear that little part on garlic breads react to this. So I did a little math, okay? She said she doesn't want to put any more extra calories in. She wants to use the one she has. Well, I was generous and I estimated Chantal, even if she has to lose 175 pounds, which it's more, but we'll be nice and say 175 pounds. That is 612,500 calories. 612,500 calories that she has stored up. So Chantal, that's a hell of a lot of calories getting because you got a lot stored on you. So I'm not saying she shouldn't eat. She should definitely probably implement a little bit of fasting, but she has to cut down a hell of a lot because she's realistically probably got over 700,000 extra calories stored all over her body, primarily in her abdomen. So
like, I want to give my body a chance to break down.
And that's such a daunting number. I mean, think about it. 3,500 calories is 1 pound, and she has over 612,000.
Some of that and use it. Anyway, if you guys have any suggestions, because I know a lot of you have been through things and a lot of you have been successful, so share your ideas with me. I really need the help.
See, she says that though, but she doesn't want to hear it. And she's not going to do it. She knows what to do. People are going to say they should be saying the same things I've been saying in this video. And she's just not going to do it. She's going to get mad and say, I wanted my food. And that's that. I don't want to walk. I hope Salah lays the hammer down because, like I said, he wants to keep her around and make money. He's got to keep her alive and kicking.
And be, you know, as long as you're polite and constructive, I have no problem with you leaving feedback, you know, never. I appreciate it. So that's my
story.
But
if people say the primary thing, lose weight, and change your diet, quit eating for 4 people, she'll get pissed. Oh, you're fat phobic. You're just focusing on fat. It's weight stigma. Well, no, weight stigma doesn't give you frickin' type 2 diabetes. But I'm sure she'll get offended by that. But that's what people are going to say because that's what they need to say.
Right now,
she's gonna get pissed
I have another video I'm going to put out. It's going to be a what I eat in a day video.
Okay, that'll be it. I'm wondering, I'm going to look at these videos. We're going to keep an eye on this situation and see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you surprised? Did you suspect this already? Do you think she's going to make changes? Do you think this will be an actual wake up call for Chantal? Let me know. I love hearing you guys' thoughts. I will keep up to date with this and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.